Want to tell me a story?
Mm-hmm.
No. Well, I was.
The title would be Life Sucks.
Well,
And then you wake up tomorrow and life sucks. That would be the title. Life sucks, and you wake up tomorrow and life sucks. What a title for a fucking movie.
life sucks.
And then when you wake up, life sucks. That's the whole title of the movie right there. Life sucks, then you wake up and life sucks.
The one that I was interested in was. It was probably, I think that was how you got into dealing cocaine, was with Ruben.
Yep. Right, he's going to drag me into all that when I was living in my little $50 a month trailer.
Right.
Yep, the 67 Chevy pickup truck. A pretty girlfriend. A little 25-foot Airstream trailer in the back of the trailer park. Growed all over it with green shit. It was terrible. Guy says, yep, $50 a month. You can have this one if you want to live in it. Well, I cleaned it out and found a girlfriend, and she helped me clean up some more. And then I had that little 67 Chevy truck full of tools, like a toolbox in the back. It wasn't full, it just had a toolbox. And that's what I was doing. I was trying to make a living. Okay, here we go.
Jerry Ruben.
Yeah.
You were camping,
No,
staying on the beach, you were renting.
no, I was in that little trailer. My girl worked as a hostess at this club in West Palm Beach, right on the beach. So I used to go there and pick her up after her shift. And she got done early. She worked morning and noon and then came home at 4 or something. So I was there to pick her up every day. And I'd sit there and watch these idiots play tennis out there with their fancy clothes. And I was always stoned on pot, so I was always entertained watching these rich folks. I'm just saying, they were all wealthy there, so it was like, wow. And then one day, I was there early, so I got out of the truck and sat on a bench watching them play tennis. And this guy had long hair, and kind of a scruffy face, and he had, $1,000 shirt on, a $5,000 pair of shorts, sneakers from, the Moon, and just money bags, nice fancy racket. And he tripped and he fell, and I was stoned, and I laughed. And I was sitting on a bench, and he comes walking over with a racket in my face. So I took the racket, kind of did like this, and he goes, "You think it's funny?" I said, "What you did was funny." I said, "I don't think tennis is funny." He goes, "You think you're good? You think you can beat me? Motherfucker, be here tomorrow night at 4 o'clock. I'll be here." And he stormed off. I thought about it. I picked up the girl, and next morning I went down to the pawn shop, bought a racket that had one broken string in it, wore my PFC Flyers, and a pair of socks, a pair of cut-off blue jeans, and no shirt. And that's in my old 67 Chevy pickup truck. I went there and parked amongst cars that was worthy. And he showed up. He looked at me. He goes, "Let's play." So we matched it up, set for set. Yeah, when we got done beating each other up to the point where it didn't make any sense, we sat down, and he goes, "You're pretty good with that old racket." I said, "Yeah, well, that's what I learned with." He goes, "Huh." He goes, "What are you doing here?" Just then, Sarah come walking up. He goes, wait, no, don't tell me this. That's your girl?" I said, "Yep," and I gave her a big kiss. And he goes, "Dude, I've been trying to get in her pants for months." And I looked at Sarah, and she goes, "He has been." I said, "Well, Ruben, this is my old lady. Leave her alone." He goes, "No problems, dude. You want to play tennis again?" I said, "Sure." And he goes, "Better yet," he goes, "come look at this." We walked over, and he had a gold wing Mercedes parked there. We walk into it, and I said, "Tell me this is your fucking car, Jerry." And he goes, "Yep." He goes, "Yeah." He opened up the hood, the bonnet, and he took a bag of cocaine in a bag this big with this much at the bottom of it out of the trunk. And he goes, "Dude, have a hit of this." I'd never really done cocaine before, maybe one little line somewhere, and that was it. He goes, "Have some." I said, "Well, how do you want me to do it?" And I've got the bag down in the trunk now, because he'd passed it to me. I'm getting it out of sight from everybody, He's going, this is how you do it. He grabs the bag, holds it up in the air, and takes his finger, and he goes, he goes, that's how you do that shit, man. So I did it my way, a little more refined on the fingertips. And that's how it all kind of began with Jerry Rubin. And then we got to be friends, and he invited me to his house over the time, out to he owned the military trail golf and racket club, which was golf course and tennis courts and whatnot. It was really nice. And he had a beautiful clubhouse, and he brought me there, and we ate dinner, and I mean, he really owned it. I mean, you know, he was we went out and jumped in a buggy and drove away. It's like, you know, what the fuck? Everybody knew him. And he was high as fuck on cocaine all the time, you know. So every time I got with him, it was, come on, let's do this. He'd be on the table, wherever we were at. It didn't fucking matter. Jerry was getting buzzed, boy. So, you know, I got to be kind of high with him for a minute. And then I went to his house, and I was leaving, and he goes, dude, he goes, you got to do something. You can't come to my house looking like the fucking gardener. He goes, you need a new vehicle or something, dude. I said, well, Jerry, some of us ain't blessed like you are. You know, I have to work for a living, and I'm barely eating now. He goes, I love you, bro. Your humor's funny as fuck. I said, I ain't laughing. You know, but he thought I was kidding, you know, that I didn't have any money. And I didn't. So it was like, you know, then it was like, I had sold pot previously, you know, and so I kind of, he came to me one day to where I lived. He goes, bro, he goes, I'm fucked up right now looking at this. He goes, this is how you living? I said, yeah. He goes, by choice? I said, not really, but I'm trying to work and make a living, but it ain't easy right now. The economy sucks. He goes, yeah. He goes, bro, why don't you sell some of this cocaine? He pulled out a bag, and I said, I don't know anybody here. He goes, where are you from? I said, New Hampshire. And he goes, you got friends? I said, yeah. He goes, there you go, get on the phone, bro. I said, okay. So let's see, how did that work? Oh, I got called up and went over to the clubhouse, and he gave me like 2 kilos in a bag. He goes, here, see what you can do with this, man. I said, Jerry, I've never seen that much. I can't do anything with this much cocaine, brother. I said, I don't know anybody that would take it. He goes, well, just take it home. I said, okay. I made a couple phone calls. And 2 days later, Jerry shows up. He goes, you still got that? I said, yeah. And he goes, give it to me, man. I gave it to him. He goes, thanks, dude. He goes, I'll get back with you. Out the door he went. I said, okay. That was cool. One of my friends called me back and said, you know, here you are. And get this, during this era, I got to backtrack because I got a good deal on a little house rental. So I had moved from the little trailer into this little house, and it had a driveway. It was just a little 2-bedroom, small little Floridian house. It wasn't nothing spectacular at all. The bedrooms fit a bed and you. Yeah, I mean, you know, it was a small house.
Right.
So it was like, it had a little laundry room with a door that went out to the driveway, right? And that's where you went into the kitchen.
Right.
One day a van pulled in the yard. I said, I got out, and it was 2 Colombian guys. I said, can I help you guys? I thought they were there from the landlord or something, you know, that I was renting from. And they said, yeah, Ruben sent us. I said, Ruben sent you to do what? He goes, to get this, bring this to you. I said, okay, so, I said, well, what is it? And he opened the doors, and it was a 55-gallon drum. And I said, what the fuck is this? He goes, Ruben sent it. I said, okay. So I looked at the door to the washing room, and it was wide enough to fit that. I said, bring it right in here into the laundry room where the washer and dryer I had set. And sure enough, they dropped the barrel off, and I nudged it, and it was really heavy. I don't know what the fuck. I called Ruben. I said, Jerry, a couple boys, I'm sure, just made a mistake, bro. They brought me over a barrel here and set it down. And I said, I've got it, you know, kind of locked down in my laundry room. He goes, cool, dude. He goes, see if you can sell any of that shit for me, man. He goes, I ain't got no place to put that. I said, oh, okay. Is it the same shit? He goes, yeah. He goes, have fun with it. Just don't get carried away. Don't get hurt. I said, okay. So I pried open the barrel with a fucking screwdriver, and there was a body bag with the plier all around the top, and I'm going, holy fuck. I don't want to open this. This could be somebody dead.
Right.
I'm going, this is fucked up. So I slowly unrolled it, and the first thing I did was smell it. 'Cause if it was a dead body, I didn't want it everywhere, so I was
Right.
being really careful. And I smelt it, and there was no dead body, so I opened it up, and there was rocks of cocaine as big as this in that black jug, just and powder filling the barrel to the top. That barrel weighed 150 pounds probably, bro.
Wow.
Yeah, that's what I said. I said, what the fuck? I closed it up. Ding, 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 ding. Hey, Ruben, have you lost your fucking mind, man? I told you I don't know anybody to buy that. He goes, work on it. He goes, do the best you can. See if you can get a new car. Then you can come visit me again and bring the money. I said, this is nuts. So I'm sitting there getting high. I got all that cocaine, of course. And I went and dug in the closet and got these old house triple beams that I had, the old house scales, the triple beams ones. I could tug them out, and I put them out there on the dryer just in case somebody wanted a gram.
Right.
Just saying. So that night, my girl and I were sitting there, and my friend Herbie Morse called me from New Hampshire, and Herbie was a doctor. He'd become a doctor. I grew up with him, but he became a doctor. Herbie says, yeah, I you know, what you talked about the other day, do you still have any? I said, Herbie, yeah. He goes, dude, I'm going to fly down and see you, all right? I said, okay, Herbie, come on down. So I'm kind of excited now. Me and my girl sitting there high on cocaine. She goes, fuck, I can't go to work tomorrow. I said, well, don't worry about it. Take a day off. And, you know, we're sitting there. I said, that was Herbie Morse. He's coming down to get some cocaine. Sure enough, next day, Herbie was right there at the door knocking, just like he said. And I got a message. Actually, he called me back, told me when he was coming and when to be there. And so I was at my little trailer. And he comes in, and he didn't even look at my house, didn't care. He goes, what you got, man? So I got some of this. So I slid the box, a little plastic black box that was just filled with it. I passed it over to him. I said, here. He goes, dude. He goes, I need an ounce of this. Well, I said, well, that, be $2,000. He goes, got it. So I got the scale out and weighed out this ounce of powder out of a 55-gallon drum filled with it. I'm going, what the fuck? He gave me the $2,000 and he drove off, and I said, well, I said, this probably isn't working quite the way it should. So a week goes by, and Herbie calls up and he says, dude, he goes, you got any more of that left? He goes, I'll be down and we need to talk when I get out there. I said, okay. So he came down and he walked in the house, and he had a little satchel with him, and he opens it up and dumps $100 bills and 50s all over the table. I said, God damn. I said, how much you got there? He goes, $130,000. He goes, how much can you sell me? I said, why don't you do this? I said, give me just a second. Picked up the phone, do. I said, hey, bro. I said, what's happening? Actually, I called and the girl answered. I said, is your boss around? She goes, just a minute. I took a shot that it was Jerry because, I didn't want to say his name was Herbie because I didn't want to tie anything in. So, I'd already sold pot before, so I knew how all that worked.
Right.
So now I'm just kind of asked Ruben, I said, how much can I give him for this? He goes, you got the cash there right now? I said, yep, right now. He goes, well, dude, he goes, this is what I'll do, so sell him that. Holler at me later. I said, okay. I hung up. I told him what I'd sell it to him for, and he was all excited and left and got in a cab and went home. And so I'm sitting there with, $120,000, which I'd never seen really a lot of.
Still a barrel full of.
And a barrel full of cocaine. I'm going, this is fucking nuts. So I'm lifting some more lines, right? So I called Jerry up. I said, Jerry, look, I got the money. You want me to bring it, or you going to come get it? He goes, that little bit of money? He goes, you hang on to that. He goes, matter of fact, go buy yourself a truck or something that makes sense. He goes, and we'll figure out the cut later. I said, okay. I didn't do that. I didn't spend a dime of it. Didn't do any of it. Didn't make no sense to me what he was saying. I mean, it was all moving so fast, it just didn't make sense.
Right.
So I waited, and then Herbie came back and brought another couple hundred G's with him because he was a regular customer every week now. He was slinging it up there to other doctors or whatever. So it was pretty cool. And between Herbie and this one other kid that showed up wanting it, I pretty much sold the whole barrel. But you know, I had like 400 grand. And I called him and I said, look, bro, I said, where can I bring this money? It's getting, you know, I'm scared to have it all. He goes, okay, I'll come get it. I said, okay. So he comes over and he goes, come on, let's count it. So put it on the coffee table and we're just going through the stacks, kind of making sure there's stacks of money. And, you know, it was all banded and everything. It wasn't loose. So, you know, we counted it and he goes, what the fuck? You didn't take any out of it. I see you still driving that old raggedy-ass gardener's truck. I said, yeah. He goes, you dumb fuck. And he just cut into the pile and he slid over a pile of money and he threw the rest in the bag. He goes, call me when you're ready to give me more money. And he got up and left. My girl was working that night and I was sitting there looking at this fucking pile of money. He left me about half of it. 190 grand he left right there on the counter.
Whoa.
I said, what the fuck? I said, Jesus Christ. So then I got paranoid, pried off a piece of paneling and started stacking it in the walls because I didn't even want my girlfriend knowing I had it, right? So I put the paneling back. It's there. Okay. And then I thought about it. I said, what the fuck? This whole house could burn any minute. I said, what the fuck? So I took it out of the wall and put it in the bottom of my toolbox, put a box over it, and said, there, I'll just carry it around the back of the truck. And I said, fuck no, somebody will steal the toolbox. What the fuck? So it was like, real problematic. Yeah, I went through some changes right there that night. And then when I got in a real quandary, I'd go, yeah, I'll figure it out. Well, you don't. So, I mean, so I just kind of left it laying here and stashed it here, dug a hole, put it there, just fucking hid it everywhere you could hide the money. So, and then it wasn't shortly after that I got hooked up with the Colombians and flying, and so that helped me because I had that money in the background to help buy me once I met people down there and bypass everybody up here. So, and then Jerry actually moved away out of the country. So
You go to Peru? Wasn't he the?
No, his wife was from Sweden, and his house was a barn that he had bought in Sweden and had disassembled and numbered. Flew the carpenters over and they assembled this barn, and then he went in and made this beautiful home, and it was gorgeous, bro. It was all post and beam.
Wow.
It was pretty as hell.